today. Got a few minutes to chop it up with y'all, man. So hopefully y'all got some time to build with me this morning, listen to me vent, because we got to go in on this particular subject matter, man. Y'all know how it is. Y'all know how we view this particular type of subject. So we going to go in, man. We going to go in on the establishment. We going to go in on the system because that's what we tend to do. That's how we tend to move, man. So hopefully y'all got time to build with the kid on this Friday morning. How everybody holding up, how everybody feeling, how y'all living out here, man. We got a little time and we gonna build, we gonna chop it up. We gonna get some things off our chest, man. How y'all holding up, how y'all living, how y'all feeling, how this Friday treating y'all. Frankie Peace, what's happening? What's happening? What's the word, man? How y'all living? We gonna chop it up, man. We are going to chop it up. We gonna build. Builders build. Builders build. Mark Peace, what's happening? What's happening? MC, what's happening? Zeke, what's happening? I know y'all know about what's going on, man. Y'all see the title, man. Y'all know what's happening. Y'all know what's happening out here. Y'all know what's going, man. Y'all know what's going on. Y'all know what's going on. No face, peace, what's happening? What's happening? Y'all see she didn't smoke the marijuana and she didn't got banned for running 100 in the Olympics. Y'all see what's going on. Y'all see what's going on, man. Y'all see it. Ronnie Peace, what's happening? What's happening? RIP to the brother Nip. Y'all see Nip on the shirt. We always rocking with Nip. Khaled Peace, what's happening? Darvin Peace. L Marshall Peace, what's going on? Smoking the little marijuana, man, and she done got banned. She done got banned for running that 100 in the Olympics, man. That's what happened. That's what happened. And not too long ago, they dug up those old tweets. I don't know if you all remember, but they dug up those old tweets, and she was basically saying if anybody is supporting Lil Nas X, then they can delete her or whatever, or unfollow her. I think that was on Twitter. Now, they got rumors out here about her being bisexual, something along those lines. But she did make a tweet back in the day. Of course, y'all know how I do. When we start excelling in certain categories in certain sports, then they got to dig up that past. So they dug up some old tweets when she was talking about people supporting Lil Nas X and they should unfollow her if they supporting Lil Nas X. So, they dug that up for no reason. Then here we go. Fast forward to today. Got the marijuana in the system. She tested positive. Now she can't run 100 in the Olympics. And then the funny thing about it, Justin Peace, what's happening? The funny thing about her being banned from the 100 in the Olympics is the person that's taking her spot is a white chick. That's funny. That's the funny thing about it. The white lady, the white chick, taking her spot in the 100. How ironic. How ironic. How ironic is that? The white chick gets her spot in that 100. So that's interesting to me. See, I pay attention to all of that. I pay attention to all of that. Frankie, I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't have a problem with smoking, but based off of the information that I've gathered, just from studying like rosters and chopping it up with people, they say the best way to consume it is to actually eat it, not smoke it. So I think that makes a lot of sense, but I don't have any problem with the herb. I don't have any problem with people smoking. I feel like you shouldn't use it as a crutch though. And a lot of people do that. And when you start utilizing it like that, then it becomes a problem. You need to reevaluate it. I'm not for liquor at all. You don't need the liquor at all. You don't need the liquor in your system at all. I don't fool with alcohol. I don't fool with the liquor. It's unnecessary. But as far as the weed, the marijuana and all that, don't really have a problem with that. But the liquor, way more destructive, way more problematic. So I have a big time problem with the liquor. Big time problem. But when it comes to the Sha'Carri Richardson situation, man, I wouldn't want to rep USA anyway. But that's me with the rebel mentality. This is something that she done been training for, and she done been wanting to do this probably since she was little. But I wouldn't have any problem with not repping the USA, man. This country don't care about us anyway. So why should I be going out there running my heart out, training my heart out to give them a gold medal? I don't care anything about repping the USA and coming back with a gold medal for this country. You know how many people in the past, you know how many of our brothers and sisters in the past that went out, performed well in the Olympics, brought the gold home, as they say, and then the USA didn't take care of them. This country didn't take care of them. Yeah, so you went out there and you poured your blood, sweat, and tears out on that track or whatever it is, whatever sport it is that you were a part of. You brought the gold home, and then once you got home, they didn't care about you. Man, come on, man. I ain't got time for that. We ain't got time for that. That happened to a lot of our brothers and sisters back in the day, man. That, like, they go out there, they put all their time, energy, and effort into training for the Olympics, bring the gold home, but then the USA like, all right, you served your purpose. You served your purpose. You brought us the gold home. Now we gonna forget about you. You gonna be out here, you gonna die broke. You gonna die broke. Yeah, David and Darvin. Yeah, exactly. It's exactly like that. So that's why I say I wouldn't even care about it. Just think about it, though. What would the Olympics be, for the most part, without black folks? See, black people, we got to really start understanding how powerful we are, man. We got to really start understanding that. Just think of all the black people remove themselves from the Olympics. How entertaining would the Olympics actually be? Just think about it. If we just started our own joint around the same time as the Olympics, like, that's the type of power we have. That's the type of power we have, man. Let's remove ourselves from the Olympics, man. I ain't repping this country. I ain't repping USA. I ain't doing that. They ain't never had my back. This country ain't never had my back. If something go down, this country ain't gonna have my back at all. That's why I say I wouldn't want to rep it. I don't care if I was the top runner in my event. I wouldn't go out here repping USA. I wouldn't do it. Yeah, DJ Elmo, and that's what I said. I made that status on Facebook. I said, listen, the only reason why I semi-watch the Olympics is for the track and field and maybe like basketball or something. That's it, though. Other than that, I don't really be tuned into the Olympics like that. And we know who dominating on the track and field. And then when I'm watching the track and field, I'm watching the sprints. We know who dominating the sprints. We know who doing that. Thunder, peace, what's happening? Mark, man, we definitely need to realize our value, man. And that's part of the point that I'm making. We are very valuable, man. Like, everybody was about to tune in for the 100 because of the black women that were headlining it. It was like 3 black women that we was all waiting to see race. That's it. Literally while we was about to watch the 100. Now you take her out of it. We still got 2 other sisters that's in there. They not from the U.S. though, I don't believe. I think one of them is a Jamaican and the other one is like Nigerian or something. So now we rooting for them. We rooting for them. But man, I made a status on Facebook. I said Sha'Carri Richardson ought to start her own event. Go find all her peers and go find some of the top athletes in high school that then ran track, and she should create her own event around the same time as the Olympics. And I said at the end of each race, the winner should hit the blunt. I said I'll watch that opposed to the Olympics, man. Thunder, Sha'Carri Richardson, man, she tested positive for the marijuana. So now she's facing a 30-day ban. So that will not allow her to participate in the 100 in the Olympics. So that's what happened. She still possibly can participate in the 4x1 relay, though. So she's not totally disqualified from participating in the Olympics altogether. Just the 100, which was the race we wanted to see her in anyway, you know. Oh, Darvin, for sure. It was about to be real. Yeah, DJ Elmo. And speaking of that, this country is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you test positive for marijuana. Oh, now you an evil villain. You should have known better. You got to get punished. But then it's okay, though. Like, this how crazy the world is. So you test positive for marijuana, because I see a lot of people bashing the sister, rightfully so. And what I mean by bashing the sister, they saying, well, she should have known better. She know the rules, this, that, and the third. Well, I'm going to go so far as to say this. She probably has been smoking marijuana. She probably been doing this. Now, I ain't justifying it, but this is probably something that she's been doing. You know, and then at the same time, when we say stuff like this, we got people out here that we got 10, 12-year-olds. It's okay for them to come out and tell you that they identify as a girl when they are a whole boy. She smoked some marijuana, and now we looking at her like she's an evil villain because she smoked some marijuana. And she just lost her biological mother. Her biological mother just passed, literally. Like, these are some things that's happening. But we can normalize a 10-year-old, 12-year-old boy saying, I don't identify as a boy, I identify as a girl. That's cool. But she smoked some marijuana because she lost her biological mother. She going through some things in her life. So she decided to smoke some marijuana in a place where it's illegal. Where she smoked the marijuana, it was legal. You know what I'm saying? So she's just smoking some marijuana, and now everybody want to come at her head. She should have known better, this, that, and the third. And we got to penalize her. And we got to condemn her. Oh, no face. I was going to get into that. That's exactly what I was going to get into about the lack of ownership. This is what I was going to get into about the rules. I was just about to get into that. Just about to get into that, though. Y'all a step ahead of me. Y'all a step ahead of me on that one. But that's exactly what I was about to segue into. Tay, peace, what's happening? Brock, for sure. Man, I'm telling you. When I played football, I mean, we didn't test, man. But everybody, man, I was probably one of the only ones that didn't smoke. You know, I probably was the only one of the only ones that didn't. But it goes back to, as we was just talking about, the ownership. They make the rules. And one thing we got to understand, when they make the rules, they may let you slide a million times. But that one time when it matters, they can use the rule book against you. And that's what they do. I see it happen in I have seen it happen in corporate America all the time. They'll let you bend the rule. They'll let you bend the rule. They'll let you bend the rule. And then it's like all of a sudden, that one time when you done served your purpose, then they gonna try to use the rule book against you. But you done been working for this company for about 5 years, and for 4 years, they done allowed you to bend all the rules. Then it's like on that 5th year, they like, all right, we tired of letting you bend the rules, so now we gonna use all this against you. Violation, violation, violation. Now all of a sudden you fired. It's like, man, you let me bend the rules for 4 years. So you done got comfortable bending the rules. So that's what people don't understand. People like, oh, she should have known better. Man, she probably was smoking. They probably was allowing her to get away with it. And then all of a sudden they say, you know what? We gonna make you suffer. We gonna make you suffer. You gonna test positive this time and we gonna ban you. All the other times we gonna let you slide. We gonna let you slide. So that type of stuff be happening. Oh yeah, Frankie, for sure, man. They got all the power, man. When they making the rules, they have all the power. They have all the power. I'm pretty sure she ain't the only one that's going to the Olympics that smokes marijuana. Like, I'm pretty sure of that, you know? I'm pretty sure of that. But like I said, man, she just lost her biological mother, man. She smoking the marijuana. She was smoking the marijuana in a place where it was legal. My thing is, yeah, she made a mistake. That's part of the rules. She broke the rules. I get that. But, man, we ain't got to make it seem like she a criminal. We ain't got to make it seem like she the worst person on the planet, like she a straight villain because she smokes some marijuana and the rules say don't smoke the marijuana. We ain't got to come at her neck like that. Like I said, man, this may, what they call it, a blessing in disguise. This may be a blessing in disguise. Lachelle, peace, what's happening? Jamar, peace, what's going on? Hey, Tay, I didn't see that. I'm gonna have to tap into that. I'm gonna have to read up on that. I ain't see that article. I'm gonna have to check that out though. I'm gonna have to look into that. I'm gonna have to look into that. Ronnie, you talking about when when Michael Phelps, when the photo came out of him smoking or whatever the case may be. I forgot that situation with Michael Phelps. Yeah, I forgot that little situation. Yeah, see, Square, what I'm saying, man, it's a lot. Like, that's why I be finding this stuff to be interesting, man. The fact that she tested positive is interesting because you would feel like somebody in her caliber, like you said, with all the methods that they have out here to like beat testing positive out here, like you would feel like that would be one person that would be up on that. You know, you start feeling like that, man. Like, out of all people, how would she test positive, man? Stuff be Stuff don't be adding up, man. Like, that's just the way I be looking at it. All the spotlight and attention is on her, and she tests positive with all these different methods, with all these different ways to counter testing positive. Like, come on now, you would think she just ain't that naive and gullible, you know? Supreme Law, peace, what's happening? What's happening? Also, so Tokyo did ban it, and that don't surprise me. Coming from Tokyo, that don't surprise me at all. That don't surprise me at all. Yeah, Jamar, for sure. Yeah, and this is a different ball game. Ain't no, you know what I'm saying? This ain't a performance enhancement, so it ain't like the weed making her run faster and things of that nature. So they definitely can't discredit what she did. Oh, Brock for sure. Brock for sure. Hey, DJ Elmo, you never know. You never know at this particular point. You never know. You just never know at this particular point, man. You never know how things going out here. You never know. TZ, and that's what I'm saying. Where she was smoking it somewhere where it's legal. You know, she was smoking it somewhere where it was legal. And the crazy thing about the ban, though, like, it's 30 days, and I think the finals for her for the 100 is like on the 30, like the end of this month. So like her 30 days gonna be like up like right after that, or like right on that date or something like that. So that's when the 30 days should be up for, based off of my calculations. So that's kind of crazy. That's kind of interesting. That's kind of interesting. Oh yeah, Thunder. Hey, Ann Frazier, man, she got it now. That's who. And I can't even the Nigerian, but I don't even want to try to pronounce her name, man. She dope too. She dope too. That was gonna be a nice little race, man. But they was about to get down. That was about to be a nice little 100. Now they threw the white chick in there, man. Now the white chick ain't no slouch, but she ain't she ain't about to be able to compete. She ain't about to be able to compete with those sisters. Yeah, her name Blessing. Yeah, that's it. I was about to mess that all up. Oh, Tavis, you say she did it to herself? See, that's the thing, though. That's the thing. That's the obvious, though. It's like Captain Obvious. Obviously, she didn't already admitted that she didn't messed up. She didn't took her L. So it's like she not out here denying the fact that she smoked. You know what I'm saying? And then at the same time, man, if you lose your biological mother, man, like I'm gonna keep it funky. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all right now. Like, if I was preparing for any type of major event and I lost my biological mother during the process, like my actual mom's, I don't even care what the relationship is or was. If I lost my actual mother, man, it ain't no telling what I'd do. If I was a smoker and I lost my biological mother, man, then I'm probably gonna make that decision or two. Again, man, it's things that you do, man. Like, at the end of the day, man, a lot of times we ran off of emotions. So at the end of the day, man, if you're going through some things in your life, man, some people can handle those things better than others. So yeah, she did it to herself, but at the same time, I know a lot of people that will be in that same type of position that then lost their biological mother, and they may do the same thing, man. They may not even have been able to compete at the level that she competed on, man. So I just commend her for going out there competing while losing her biological mother, man. You can see the emotion in the interview after she had qualified for it. So you know that she was affected and impacted when she ran up to her grandmother, man, and, you know what I'm saying, was about to break down on camera. So I commend her for that. You know what I'm saying? So instead of me beating her down when she didn't already admitted to the fact that she know that she made a mistake, I'm going to commend her for going out there and competing when she was battling all those emotions. So that's what I'm a more so focused on. And cause again, I really don't care about repping the US anyway. Matter of fact, good thing that happened because now another country gonna have to win. Man, forget the US, man. The US got a bunch of dumb rules, and this dumb rule gonna come back to haunt them. They gonna put their great white hope in there, and she about to get smoked by the Jamaican and by the Nigerian. She about to get smoked. That white girl, she about to get smoked. She about to get smoked. Matter of fact, that's gonna make this 100 even more funnier, man. She about to get smoked. They done got this white girl in this 100, and Shelly Ann Fraser and them and the blessing chick, they gonna smoke her. It's gonna look ridiculous. It's gonna look ridiculous. Like, I'm going to laugh at it, man. I'm going to laugh at that. Man, I'm going to watch the 100 just to laugh at how pathetic it's about to look. Hey, Ronaldo, man, appreciate that donation. You said they had to even the score with that other athlete testing positive and blame it on wild boar meat from a burrito. Wait a minute. Whoa. Oh yeah, Sack. I'm still interested because, like I said, the other two queens that's in it, they get down too. They get down too. So and then Blessing, the thing about her, she like older. She like 35, 33, 34, 35. She one of those. So I'm just saying, man, like I said, I ain't justifying it. Like, yeah, it's part of the rules. You know, it's part of the rules. We ain't gonna deny that. It's part of the rules. She smoked the marijuana. She got busted. She probably done been smoking the marijuana, and they probably knew this, but she got busted this time. I ain't gonna take that away from her, man. That's their rules. She violated the rules. They handing out the punishment. It is what it is. But I just feel like the way that some people are coming at her, it's like, dude, she already admitted that she messed up. So she already done held herself accountable. She already done that. So at the end of the day, like, what more can we ask of her, man? She already done held herself accountable. She realized this was a mistake, and she gonna come back stronger. Or so I feel, at least, and so I hope. But I ain't really worried about the Olympics, man. I feel like this is a time for black people, man. We need to come together, man. Like I said, when they do something like this, then you need to say, all right, I'm Sha'Carri Richardson. Forget that. Y'all ban me from the Olympics. I'm gonna do something on the day of the Olympics, around the same time as the Olympics. I'm gonna take the focus off the Olympics and put it on myself. That's how I do it. Stop playing with me. Magic Peace, what's happening? Man, I gotta look up the burrito situation, man. I gotta look that up, man. I gotta look that up. I gotta look it up, man. But like I said, man, USA, I don't never root. People be thinking the Olympics, we out here rooting for the home team, man. I be rooting for anybody that's black. If it's a race going on, as long as the black person win it, I'm cool, man. That black person can be from Great Britain. I'm rooting for that black person. If you're black and you win, I fool with you. You know, I don't care where you coming from. I fool with the black folks. I'm rooting for the black team. That's what I be rooting for. If I'm watching any event in the Olympics, I'm rooting for the black team. Call me what you want to call me. I'm rooting for the black team. TZ, yeah, I saw her. I saw the, yeah, shout out to the queen that didn't face the flag. Shout out to the queen that didn't face the flag. That's what I'm talking about. And y'all know my brothers back in the day that put the fist up. Put the fist up. Way back in the day. But man, you know what I'm saying? Like, this country, they want you to go out there. They want you to compete at this high level, man. They don't compensate you correctly, man. You come back and you get treated like you're nothing. Just like people talked about the military. And you know what I'm saying? That's why Muhammad Ali was like, man, I ain't about to go over there and mess with these people. I ain't got a problem with them. I ain't got a problem with the Viet Congs. I got problems right here in America, man. I ain't going over there fighting for this country. I ain't going over here repping this country. I'm going over there fighting some people I ain't got a problem with. Whole wild of terrorists right in my own country. Come on now. Man, Muhammad Ali, man, listen. Muhammad Ali, there will never be another Muhammad Ali. I'm sorry. Muhammad Ali was the GOAT when it comes to athletes and standing on a square. Like Muhammad Ali, it don't get any better than Muhammad Ali when it comes to that. Muhammad Ali will never be duplicated at all. Muhammad Ali was that dude. He stood on his square, man. Muhammad Ali was that dude. He was that dude. Muhammad Ali was that dude, man. You will never get another athlete like Muhammad Ali. You just won't. You just won't, man. We need more. Like, these athletes really need to study Muhammad Ali. This dude was willing to go to, like, listen, Muhammad Ali, he stood for what he stood for, and he wasn't backing down, man. That's the type of people that we need. Those are the type of people that we need to represent us, man. Muhammad Ali is one of my favorite athletes of all time just simply because of that. Simply because of that. He got the knowledge of himself, and he was out here, man, he would get on an interview, and he would talk about that knowledge of himself. He didn't care about what the white folks thought. He didn't care about what these people thought. Man, Muhammad Ali stood on his square. Just imagine if we had Muhammad Ali in 2021. Just imagine how Muhammad Ali would be getting down. And Muhammad Ali wouldn't even be able to compete. Because Muhammad Ali would probably be on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook going in. And he would not be apologizing. You know how these athletes be talking crazy now? They'll make a crazy statement, say something about the Jews, and then they'll turn back around and then they apologize and take it back. Boy, just imagine Muhammad Ali. Imagine Muhammad Ali. Man, Muhammad Ali gonna tell you about the Jews, and he ain't gonna take it back. And he don't care anything about getting banned. He don't care anything about it. He be like, cool, I said what I said. See, man, Muhammad Ali is that dude, man. That's one of my idols, man. That's one of my idols. The one, appreciate that donation. What you say, side note? You say you notice how the whites hype out of Matthew Bowling as a phenom, but know nothing and say nothing about, oh yeah, Knighton. Hey, Knighton, a young phenom, man. Little high schooler. Shout out to the king, man. Little high schooler, bro, be getting down. But yeah, they don't say anything about, we already know how that go. We already know how that go, man. They ain't gonna give a young boy no credit, man. Young high schooler be getting down out here qualifying for the Olympics, man. High school, man. What, he 17? Come on now. Damien, appreciate it. But I'm gonna tell y'all, man, Muhammad Ali is one of my biggest inspirations, man. When I seen how that man was so bold with it, that's when I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. That's when I started to get on these platforms and get bold. Man, Muhammad Ali, man, when I studied him, the one thing I came away with was fearlessness, man. That dude did not care. You know how many people will come across that knowledge that he came across and be like, you know what? I feel what they saying, but I ain't gonna say this in public, especially when millions of dollars are in jeopardy. Man, you Muhammad Ali, you the greatest of all time. You the greatest of all time. You the greatest person in your sport. You the greatest boxer. At that particular point in time, you the greatest. And you got this knowledge. Letting them know the truth about white folks, letting them know the truth about black folks. Man, you know how many athletes got this same information but just won't say anything about it? Muhammad Ali like, no, I got this information. I'm going to take it to the public. Man, come on, man. You can't do anything but respect that, man. Can't do anything but respect and honor that, man. I love Muhammad Ali for that, man. I love Muhammad Ali for that. Yeah, Ronaldo, and shout out to Clarissa Shields, man. I shouted her out on Facebook. I said she's a great representative for the culture. Shout out to Clarissa Shields, man. Shout out to the queen, Clarissa Shields, man. She be getting down. They don't want to mess with her, man. They don't want to mess with her. I hope she, like, what's she doing now? The UFC and the MMA, she told girl up. I hope y'all got to understand something about the UFC and the MMA stuff, too. That, like, white folks don't like us dominating their sports, man. So they tried to create the UFC. You know what I'm saying? But when black folks, when we put our time and energy and effort into something, we take it over. But the UFC was like, man, they couldn't handle us in boxing. So they like, you know what? We going to do this UFC thing. We going to create this UFC. Man, just imagine somebody like Mike Tyson in his prime cared enough to train for something like the UFC. He would have killed every white dude you threw at him. He would have killed every white person you threw at him in that ring, man, in that octagon, whatever they call it. Them white folks couldn't handle us in boxing, man. We was out here dominating boxing, and they like, you know what? Man, we got to dominate something. Let's create UFC. Let's create MMA. Let's create this. Man, listen, you get the right black person to come around, and they dominating that too. They dominating that too. You know what I'm saying? Stop playing with us, man. Stop playing with us. Hey, Janice, I saw that. I don't know if you saw the live. Man, I did a stream like maybe a few weeks ago talking about that, man. They was back. I don't know if I did a stream or I talked about it on Facebook, man. But they was bashing Sha'Carri Richardson because of her different color hair and the nails and all that good stuff. They like to throw the label ghetto out, and I cannot stand that. That's one thing y'all will never hear me say. I will never refer to anything as ghetto. I cannot stand that particular term. I can't stand that particular word at all. But I saw a lot of people bashing her at that point. It was crazy. I saw some sisters bashing her as well. And I found that to be interesting. But when I see the sisters bashing her, I'm like, man, that just got to be hatred at this point. But that's when I had to chime in. And I had to let sisters know that some of us are not built that way. Because I never talk bad about the queen, man. She going out there. She is one of the GOATs when it comes to track and field. So, man, I ain't caring anything about her hair and her nails at this particular point, man. I'm just admiring her work ethic. I'm admiring the work that she putting in regards to track and field, man. Like, she done mastered her craft. I'm honoring, I'm respecting that. That's what I'm going to put my energy into, honoring that. So I ain't got time to be sitting around here bashing Sha'Carri Richardson, man. That don't even make any sense, especially for a grown man to do. If you don't like the fact that she got the hair, like, for one, I prefer a natural woman. I prefer my woman to have locks and stuff like that. I prefer that. But that don't mean I'm going to bash you if you don't have it. Like, y'all know my wife before, like, when I met her, she ain't had locks. She rocked the weaves and things like that. I didn't necessarily prefer that. But, man, I know how to accept people as they are. I know how to also do that. I'm not going to try to force you. I'm not going to try to force you to be something that I want you to be or be something that I feel like you should be. Man, listen, I have a preference. And if you don't initially meet my preference, then I'm going to deal with the mind. And if I'm in tune with the mind, then we're going to work from there. We're going to work from there. Man, Sha'Carri Richardson, man, she work hard. She be putting in the work. Man, I don't care anything about the different color hair. Like, it ain't that serious to me, man. It ain't that serious. Like, it's really not that serious, man. I got a preference. I love my natural women, man. But listen, I love the black woman, period. And when you take it back, when you go back to our ancestors back in the day, man, we was flashy. That's how we got down. Go study the Nubian queens out here, man. We was flashy out here. Who are you think, man? We invented wigs and stuff like that, man. So we was flashy out here. But of course, we gonna have our preferences, man. But when you go back to the day and you study the Nubian queens, they was flashy, man. They was rocking the jewelry. Where y'all think they get the bling bling and all that from, man? That was our ancestors, man. Our ancestors was flashy. Our ancestors got down, man. They knew how to, they was flashy out here, man. So don't think that this is something that we wasn't doing back in the day. We came in all different shapes and sizes, man, and pigmentations and all that, man. I'll tell you for sure, man. A lot of people can't understand that, man. Like I said, I have a preference. I prefer to deal with a woman that is natural. But if you're not natural, then I can still work with you, man. I'm not just gonna write you off because you rock and weave. You know, I'm gonna let you know my stance on it. And if you don't too much like my stance, then we probably ain't gonna work out. But if you able to respect where I'm coming from, and then you give me your reasoning as to why you rock it, and then I'm able to respect that, then we gonna keep it moving. See, that's how a lot of people just miss up. That's how a lot of people bypass the person that they need in their life. It may be one small thing like that. You may be a dude, and your queen may be right in front of you, but you can't get past the fact that she rocking the weave. And that may be the only thing that she do that you don't like, that you're not fond of. But that's the only thing that you focused on. So that's going to cause you to overlook your queen right there because she got the weave and you don't like the weave. And that's it, literally. Everything else she got. Everything else she possesses. But you can't get past the fact that she rocking the weave. Man, come on, man. We got to be able to get past certain things like that. Hey, the one, for sure. We do dominate UFC. Now, back in the day, it wasn't necessarily like that, but we did. We did get to that point where we dominating it. And, you know, they don't like that. They don't like that. But in its inception, like back in the day, the origin of the UFC, it was like, you had like Ken Shamrock and them in that joint, man. You had all them white dudes in it. Then we came, here we come. Dominating again. Dominating again. Ooh, Justin, you say what's a good book that talks about our ancient Egyptian customs like the mystery schools, custom religions, and things like that? Ooh, I would say read any book. Man, Muatai Ashby got a bunch of books on that. Man, you know I ain't by my books now. I usually got to be by my books in order to reference those joints. But the book that I had, Man, God, and Civilization, that's a good one. When We Ruled is a good book, but that more like 700, 800 pages, man. But When We Ruled, it not only focuses on Egyptian civilization, but it focuses on Africa as a whole. And that's probably the best book. I'll probably say start with that joint. But like I said, it's a thick book, but man, that book get the job done. When We Ruled, man, look that book up. That book is powerful, man. It lets you know. It lets you know where we came from. I mean, that joint powerful. That joint powerful. Hey, Lachelle, for sure, they can't take that away from them. They can't do it. Yeah, Ronaldo, yeah, that I cannot stand. I can't stand when people use the term ghetto. Man, I can't stand it. Man, I be when there's black people around me and they say something is ghetto, like I want to punch them in the throat. Cause like you add to the problem and don't do that. Cause when people say ghetto, that's once again is derogatory towards your own people. Then you see a lot of people clean it up. Well, you know what I'm saying? Black people ain't the only one that can be called ghetto. But normally, when we say the word ghetto, what comes to mind? You thinking of black people that's acting a certain type of way. Stop using that word. Stop using that language. Stop using that word. Stop using that language, man. Stop using it. Listen, when I decided to grow, this is why I can resonate with certain people like Sha'Carri Richardson, man. She expressing herself. When I initially started to grow my locks, a lot of people was like, man, you shouldn't grow those locks. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't grow your hair. When you're going to need a job in the future, you're not going to be able to get a job because they're going to look at your hair and things of that nature. So my locks was one of the ways that I was expressing myself, man. So when I see people that's doing that, man, I really kind of resonate with it, man, because I understand the backlash that comes from that. When I made the decision to grow my hair, man, I had a lot of people in my ear saying that's a bad decision. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. Oh, they gonna look at you like a criminal. They gonna look at you like you a thug. They gonna look at you like a bad guy. They gonna be afraid of you. I say, man, they already afraid of me. They already looking at me like that. I'm a black man in America, man. So they already gonna clutch their purse when they see me coming. They already gonna lock the door when I walk past the car. Like they already doing that. So it's nothing new under the sun. Like they are already doing that. So let me express myself, man. Let me grow these locks out, man. So I understand that struggle, man. I understand that type of backlash, man. People looked at me the wrong way when I started to grow my locks out. And people still do that. People still see me with the long hair and they start thinking some things. They start thinking some things. Janice, appreciate that donation, Queen. Appreciate you. Frankie, man, I personally don't listen to audio books. I never really got into it. But if you got a busy schedule, then you got the audio books, you got to get it in. The only reason why I don't necessarily like the audio books because I'm a fan of highlighting in the book. So with an audio book, I'm listening, but I can't go back to my highlights. So that's the reason why I like to read actual books because I'm able to highlight and then I'm able to go back to what I highlighted. So that's why I kind of like still reading, the paperback hardback books. Chanel, peace. What's happening? Fungate, peace. What's going on? What's going on? DJ Elmo, for sure. And now, when you use the term ghetto, you don't think of Jews. You don't think of Jews. Yeah, hey, my sister. People always think either I'm a chronic weed smoker, or they either think I smoke it, or I sell it, or I know where to find it. That's what they think. And I don't do either one. I don't smoke, I don't deal them, and I don't know where to find them. But every time somebody see me, that's what they think instantly. They think that instantly. Instantly. DJ Elmo, man, they been like, listen, they've been fearing our locks for the longest, man, because again, like people say, it's our antenna, man. It's our antenna, man. That's why, like, normally when they see a black man with locks, like back in the day, like they didn't criminalize the image now. But back in the day when you had them locks, that represented consciousness, man. That was a person that was in tune with themselves. That was a man that was in tune with himself. So when you saw them locks, when you saw that fro, when you saw that black man letting that hair grow, you was like, man, that brother know what's up. That brother know what's up, and that intimidated them. But now they didn't criminalize the image. So now when you see locks, you associate it with a criminal, with somebody that's bad. But back in the day, when they saw the locks, they was intimidated. They like, oh man, this brother might be in tune. This brother may know something. He's conscious. He's aware. So nah, we gotta start making rules. We gotta start enforcing policies, man. You can't have locks as a man. You can't have your hair past your collar as a man and things of that nature. We gotta start making rules like that. The wife is in the building. Y'all say peace to the wife. Fungate, she got banned from the 100 for testing positive for marijuana. So now she can't run the 100 in the Olympics. She may potentially still be able to participate in the 4x1 relay, but she definitely cannot participate in the 100 based off of what I'm witnessing. Hey, Ronaldo, you and me both, man. And Lachelle, that's hey. You know how I get, man. The crazy thing about it is in the wilderness of North America, man, you just have a lot of hating that goes on, man. So we just want to find something to hate on. If she would have listen, I'm gonna tell y'all something. If Sha'Carri Richardson would have been out here running in her natural hair, guess what? They would have been talking about that. They would have been talking about that. Oh, look at her nappy hair. They would have been talking about that, man. We're gonna always find something to talk about, man. We're gonna always find something to talk about, man. And people gotta understand that, man. I'm able to put some of that in the back pocket. Cause like I said, it's rumors out here about her being bisexual, her being homosexual and things of that nature. But do y'all see me harping on that? Do y'all see me saying, oh man, she bisexual, therefore I ain't about to support this sister? No. I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that. Y'all know how I feel about that particular community. But she not out here throwing that community in my face. And that's what I try to tell people. If you part of that community, do what you do. But you ain't got to necessarily be out here flamboyant with it. And she may be one of those if those rumors so happen to be true. I can rock with those people in those in the community like that when they are not throwing it in your face. I can do that. I can be cool with that. Oh, DJ Elmo, I'm going to do you one better. I ain't have to read about the school in Jamaica because my high school did that. My high school put me through that. Y'all know my story. Y'all done heard me talk about that. My high school made the rule where you couldn't, young men couldn't have hair past their collar. Like my high school enforced that. My junior year of high school, that rule was implemented my junior year of high school. So I have went through that personally. So people don't be understanding. I went through these things personally. They told me, look, I was getting y'all done heard me talk about this story though, man. I was having detention before my football games, and they literally told me that, man, I'm telling you, man, some of the things that some of those elders told me back in high school, I'm surprised that I amounted to something in my life. Y'all know when they tell y'all when y'all hear stories about people and these teachers telling them that they'll never amount to anything. Like I literally was told that. Like I was told that by several Sambos, man, at the high school where I was at. And that's why I go so hard. That's why I be trying to bang so hard on these elder brothers out here. For the most part, I done got some of the worst advice in my life from older black men. Like that's why when I see an older black man on that Sambone, that trash, man, that sellout stuff, man, I go hard, I get upset because I go back to high school. I got some of the worst advice from these elder black men, some of the softest advice from older black men, man. I couldn't stand it to this day. But they was literally trying to tell me back at that time, I think Steven Jackson was a running back and he had locks, and his hair was coming out of his helmet. So that's what they gonna tell me. They gonna say, well, you not Steven Jackson or anything, so you can't be having your locks come out your helmet. Like you not Steven Jackson. Like I'm like, man, that ain't even making any sense. And I think Chris Johnson was another one. I think those are like the running backs, the people that played my position at that time that had locks coming out their helmet. They tried to tell me that I wasn't them, so therefore I can't walk around with locks coming out my helmet. I was like, man, that don't even make any sense. That didn't even make any sense. Like, that's literally what they told me. Like, that's literally what they told me. So, man, I didn't literally face this type of stuff, man. I didn't face this up close and personal. And a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, some of the elder black men that I dealt with, they was trying to make it seem like the struggle that they faced back in the 50s and 60s, they're like, man, you ain't really experienced no racism. I'm like, man, yes, I have. Like, yes, I have, man. We experienced it in 2021, in 2009, and 2008. It's just in a different form than y'all experienced it. But don't act like we ain't experiencing this racism, this discrimination, because this system is still the same. So best believe we still experiencing it. Best believe. Best believe. Yeah, TZ. Ricky Williams, I think by the time I was running, though, I think by the time I was in high school, like, he had, like, dude was tripping by that time. I'm talking about, like, in their prime. I think Steven Jackson was, like, in his prime, and Chris Johnson was in his prime right when I was my junior year in high school. And they was comparing me, saying I'm not them, basically. I had one of them same dudes told me I wasn't going to go to college and play ball. And what I was getting all type of offers. And I went to college. I played 2.5 years of college ball, but I had a black man back in the day when I was in high school. I'm every bit of 17. I had an older black man tell me I pretty much wasn't good enough to play college football because of my size, obviously. And boy, was he wrong. Just because you didn't do nothing. See, that's the thing, man. That's why I can't. Just because that brother didn't amount to anything as far as like college sports, he tried to project that on me. Like, nah, don't do that. Don't do that, man. Supreme Law. Yep, I was at a private high school, so for sure, I can relate to that. And that turned me into a rebel. And I give them credit for that, man. I give them props for that. That private school, that institution being institutionalized like that, it turned me into the person I am today. It turned me into the person I am today, man, because I rebelled, bro. Y'all see it. They tried to make a rule about my locks. I didn't cut my locks, as y'all can see. So I fought the system and I won. They couldn't beat me. I won. I fought the system and I won. Them Sambos could not defeat me. I had the longest hair then, and guess what? I kept my hair. I kept my locks. So, again, that's why I say this is in my blood. That school tried to implement a rule on me when I was 16, 17, and I came out on top. I won. I ain't cut my hair. I ain't cut my hair at all. It was a way around it, and I figured out the way around it. So I'm fighting the system. I was born, man. I was born to fight the system, man. It's in my blood to fight the system. It's in my blood to be a rebel. It's in my blood to be that. Oh, Dallas for sure. Create our own table, man. I don't care to sit at the table with them. I don't care to break bread with them, man. I don't even care, man. I don't care. I don't care to do anything that they are associated with. I don't even care. Oh, Sack. Yeah, I remember that. Lindell for sure. You already know. You already know. Oh, Janice, yeah, and that long locks, man. That's why I say, man, I got my locks partly because it's a sign of growth. You know what I'm saying? So my hair, as my hair gets longer, I grow in wisdom. That's one reason why I got it. But I also got it too, just to make them mad. I know how these white folks view the brothers with the lock. So that's one of the reasons I got them too. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna even lie to you. That's one of the reasons why I got them, man, to make them mad, man. I'm gonna be on top of the world with this long hair. And y'all done heard me talk about it, man, but I pointed out all contradictions when I was in this private school. When you at a private school, it's Lutheran, so you dealing with the Bible. And I was pointing out, man, I used to get them mad. I was like, man, we talking about Jesus in this school, and he had long hair. And I go right to Revelations when they give you a description of Jesus, when basically saying Jesus looked just like me. You take it to Revelation, man, they basically Jesus looking just like me, looking just like a brother. So I say, man, so dang, if y'all had Jesus in this institution, y'all will make him cut his hair? That's what y'all saying? Every person in this Bible that y'all studying had long hair. Come on now. So y'all gonna make all these biblical people that y'all got us studying and worshiping, y'all telling them they against the policy? Y'all done made a policy that goes against how they naturally look. Stop playing with me, man. Stop playing with me. But I was making, they didn't like when I was coming with that type of information and that type of vibe. They didn't like that. They didn't like that at all. But they knew what I was saying was facts, though. They could never dispute the facts, man. They couldn't listen, they couldn't argue the facts. They couldn't argue those facts. They can just get emotional. All they were saying was, well, you don't have to come to the school. Your parents don't have to pay. Like, that's what they started saying, stuff like that. Well, you could just go to another school. You don't have to attend this private school. Like, that's what they were saying at that particular point. Once I started hitting them with those facts, that's what they started doing. Man, to this day, I can't stand. It was three black dudes, man, that was really enforcing those rules on us. Y'all know how I go. It was a white principal, but he sent all the black dudes at the school to talk to the young black men to enforce the rule and policy. Instead of the white principal coming to talk to us, he had sent his good Negroes, his house Negroes, to come talk to the brothers. And they want to act like they ain't racist. So they had me messed up, man. So I gave him heat, man. To this day, I really still don't too much care for him, man. If you an older black man and you out here giving that passive advice to a brother, then you part of the problem. You part of the problem. Giving all this weak advice to these brothers out here, man. Man, we ain't got to put up with that nonsense. Man, you just got to learn. You just got to learn to deal with these white folks. You just got to learn to work with these white folks. You just got to do what they say. If they want you to cut your hair, man, you just cut the hair. It'll grow back. Man, first off, I shouldn't have to cut my hair. It ain't got nothing to do with the job. So stop giving me that type of advice, man. Stop giving me that type of advice. It sounds stupid. You just cut your hair, you grow it back. It'll grow back. It ain't nothing but hair. Nah, this hair is important to black folks. This hair is important to certain black folks, man. So our antennas, man. So some of us don't view it as it's just hair. So stop playing with us. Stop playing with us, man. That old trash advice, man. If it ain't got anything to do with my work performance, man, then I shouldn't have to touch it. You give me advice like that, you just weak. Like, I ain't weak like you, man. So listen, if somebody enforce a policy telling me I got to cut my hair, then look, I'm gone. I'm not cutting it. If I don't want to cut it, I ain't cutting it. I ain't about to have a corporation. I'm not selling myself out, man. I ain't doing it, man. I will cut my hair when I want to cut my hair. Not when somebody tells me I have to cut it to do a job that has nothing to do with the hair. I ain't going out like that. I ain't going out like that, man. I ain't going out like that. Frankie, Malcolm X is my dude. Malcolm X is one of my role models, man. It's a lot of myths in regards to, what went down when they took him down, man. But we know who was really behind that, though. We know who was really behind that, the unseen hand. They wanted to make it look like it was purely black on black. But we already know it wasn't purely black on black when they took Malcolm down, man, when they took Malcolm out. It wasn't black on black. It was a white unseen hand in there, man. Y'all know the feds. Y'all know the CIA. Man, y'all know the files and documents, the COINTELPRO, all of this stuff that they had out here on Malcolm. Y'all already know. But they want to make it look like it's just straight black on black. Oh, it was the Muslims took out Malcolm. It's black on black. Look how they do one another. Like they have no role in the situation. Like they ain't paying brothers off. Like they ain't doing that type of stuff, man. Come on, man. Stop playing with me, man. Hey, no face. You already know, man. I done had hair for about 20 years. I lost count. I had my hair for so long. Oh, your son. When I used to get on Facebook back in the day, when I was under Illuminati Bell, I was dropping information, knowledge, all that. If it's somebody on this page, somebody on this stream right now that's familiar with that page, that was a legendary page that I no longer have access to. But if I had access to that page, I swear to y'all, man, I would pull that page up and I would show y'all all the statuses and all the information that I was dropping. It was heavy. I used to drop all information on that page. And what all the black men was telling me, man, you need to watch what you saying on that Facebook. Man, you need to watch what you saying on that YouTube. Back when I was rapping and I was putting that political message into these songs, man, you need to watch what you saying. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be able to get no good job. You out here saying all this type of stuff on Facebook. You need to watch what you saying. You writing this book. You need to watch what you put in this book. That's the type of stuff they was telling me. That's the type of advice I was getting. That's the type of advice I was getting, man. I was like, man, how weak are we, man? How weak are we? That sounds soft, man. If you got something that's on your mind, I'm encouraging you to speak it. I couldn't stand that, man. I used to argue with older black dudes all the time. I used to argue with them all the time because they used to give me that weak, passive advice. Oh, Dallas for sure. For sure. You say, look what the FBI and the CIA did to the Black Panther Party. Man, look what they did to all of us, man. The CIA, the FBI, man, they infiltrated all of that. A lot of, man, look up, like I said, Steve Coakley. Look up Steve Coakley. Look what he was talking about. Look up what happened to him. Amos Wilson, y'all done heard me talk about him like these under the radar brothers. Just look, they died mysteriously. Khalid Muhammad, his death was like mysterious. Like it was random. Like stuff ain't adding up. Just look at what happened to a lot of these people, man. Dr. Sebi, man. Oh, he died of pneumonia. Stop playing with me, man. Come on, man. Stop. I wasn't born yesterday. If anybody think that man died because he was sick, you a fool, man. You a fool. You a fool. You a big fool. Miss Donnie, and I'll be honest with you. I don't think, like, that's how it used to be. But now, obviously, I don't think everybody that has locks represents that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. But that's what my objective was. Like, as my hair grew longer, I'm supposed to grow along with my hair in regards to wisdom. So that's one of the reasons why I got my hair too. So as my hair grows longer, like I'm growing in knowledge, wisdom, and understanding and things of that nature. So that's what it's symbolic to for me. Can't say that about some of these other brothers. Some of these other brothers just got the locks because they just feel like it's cool. But that's how it used to be, man. These locks actually stood for something back in the day. Now, it's like a fashion statement, and it's just a style that some brothers just get, man. But back in the day, these things actually stood for something. They represented something. And that's what the white folks didn't necessarily like. They didn't like that. Matter of fact, Outkast, like Andre 3000, that's what he said, man. Is every brother with golds for the fall? No. And every brother with dreads for the cause? No. But yeah, it used to stand for something, man. It used to. I'm trying to keep the tradition alive. I'm trying to. Frankie, you say words are modern day Muhammad Ali, MLK, Malcolm X said. As far as Muhammad Ali go, don't know. They tried to give that to Kaepernick. I ain't give it to Kaepernick like that. That's what they was trying to compare Kaepernick to Muhammad Ali. I don't see that comparison, but that's who they was trying to give Muhammad Ali to. I don't necessarily see that. I don't think you can duplicate Muhammad Ali. I don't think you can get as bold and courageous as Muhammad Ali. I don't even think Kaepernick came close. I don't even think he came close to Muhammad Ali, to be honest. But as far as like MLK, Malcolm, I'm MLK, that dude. I wasn't the biggest MLK fan. We honestly, we got a lot of. I don't want to say we got a lot of MLKs, man, but it's a lot of people that had that type of. Because he was pushing that passive mentality, man. MLK was about to wake up right when they killed him. He was realizing that, you know what I'm saying, he pretty much was a puppet for that passive movement. You know, they was turn the other cheek type deal, man. That he was pushing that. He was pushing that a lot, man, and they pushed him to do that. And he admitted that truth, you know. So he was about to come out and start teaching the truth to the black folks, and then that's when they killed him. But as far as Malcolm go, and Khalid Muhammad, see, that's my brother right there, Khalid Muhammad. Like that's why Khalid Muhammad is my dude. Now that's my dude right there, Khalid Muhammad, man. Fred Hampton is also my dude. See, those are some brothers that I fool with. Huey Newton, I fool with Huey Newton as well. Like, it ain't more so about trying to duplicate what they did. We gotta learn from what they did, and we gotta create better versions of them. Like, that's what we gotta do. We don't need the next Malcolm X. We need a better version of Malcolm X. We don't need the next MLK. We need the MLK that realized what he was teaching was some nonsense. So we need the revised version of MLK. We need the up-to-date version of MLK and Malcolm and Khaled and all that. So we need the revised version of all of those people, the revised version of Huey Newton. That's what we need. Hey, Justin, I got that book. I got that book. I got that book. Got that book at the crib. I got that book. I got that exact book you talking about. That book is powerful, but I got that exact book you talking about. I have that exact book. He had no face, and he said that, and he meant it, and he was meeting up with Elijah Muhammad and all that type of stuff, man, before they killed him. And he came out and he expressed to Elijah Muhammad, man, you know what I'm saying? What y'all teaching, what y'all telling folks is right and exact. I've been teaching people the wrong stuff, man. He knew that. MLK knew that. Oh, Lindell, for sure. You already know how I go, man. United Snakes. United Snakes. Land of the thieves, home of the slaves type deal. Y'all know what it is, though. Y'all know exactly what it is. But yeah, E-Reacts, yeah, they could have saved the man, but they knew what was up. They knew what was up. They say, all right, man, he about to wake up. He about to start getting a little political. He about to start teaching that truth. All right, boom, time to get rid of him. Time to get rid of him. He gonna join forces. Time to get rid of him. He got to go. He got to go. Yeah, he got to go, man. Y'all know how I go, though. And that's why I study them, man. I study all the brothers that I mentioned, man. I try to study them. I got to study. We got to learn from the past. So it's like they moved in a certain type of way, and we got to revise the way that they move so that we can move better. Because the thing of it is, my brother, one thing about Malcolm, too. Malcolm kind of knew that he was, you know what I'm saying, being targeted, but he kind of spoke that into existence for himself, man. So we got to be ready to live, man. We can't be ready to die. We got to be ready to live, man. So we got to learn how to be revolutionary but stay alive at the same time. So that's one thing we got to learn how to do. So we got to learn how to move in a way that keeps us alive so that we able to be alive with this message, man. We can't be out here pushing this message and then we keep dying at young ages, man. So we got to learn how to fight this system in a way that we stay alive while doing it. And that's the key. That's the key. So that's why it's important to study what happened to our brothers in the past. That's why it's important to study what happened to the sisters in the past that didn't make it past a certain age. We got to study what happened to them. We got to study how they got them. Like, study what happened to Fred Hampton, man. It was his closest partner that got him, or a partner that was close to him, that sold him out to the feds. So you got to analyze them people, man. If you got an organization, you got to watch them people that's closest to you, man. That's one of the 48 laws of power. Like, that book may be corrupt, but it can be useful. It can be useful. So when you look at it, when you got an organization, man, you got brothers that's close to you, man, you got to keep your eye on them. You got to keep your eye on them. When they start moving in a way that's suspect, man, they probably done sold you out. You got to analyze these people, man. You got to analyze them people that's around you. Got to do it. Because everybody got a price. Sadly enough, everybody got a price, man. Everybody got a price. No matter how cool you are with somebody, if the feds come to them with that, if they be like, man, listen, we'll give you this, we'll give you that, we'll give you this, that, and the third, man, that brother will sell you out. Best believe. That sister will sell you out, set you up. Best believe. We got to be able to determine, though, when that didn't happen. Because trust me, these people start moving in a way that's different. We just got to be able to decipher the difference. It's going to be something that's off in regards to how they move once they sell you out. They body language going to reveal something. Oh, no face. Yeah, man, I was already familiar with that story, man. So I already, you know what I'm saying? That's just for entertainment for me. I was already familiar with the story, man. It was crazy. And I read a whole book on how the FBI assassinated Fred Hampton, man. So it was like right in alignment, and it was just crazy. It was crazy. It was crazy, man. Just reading the story first, just having that knowledge, man, just from reading that book, man, telling you it was crazy. And that's when I realized how wicked this sister was, man, because it was crazy. Man, you got to understand the way that they be tapped into brothers and sisters, and these brothers, like, may not even know it, man. They just be having man, they be documenting a lot, man, when they start tapping into the phones. Man, they had so much info on these brothers, man. They had so much info on Malcolm X, on MLK, on Fred Hampton. I mean, I'm talking about, man, they did any type of cheating. They knew about it. I mean, they knew everything, man. They could expose these brothers on so many different levels because they were so tapped in, man. It's just crazy. It's crazy the lengths they'll go to get rid of somebody, man. Like, it's crazy. Oh yeah, big field for sure. And that story, like I said, I look at the Bible as parables and allegories, man, filled with stories that convey a message. That right there is a story that conveys that message, man. It's right there, man. It conveys that message, lets you know. It lets you know that the person that's gonna betray you is gonna be somebody that's in your immediate circle. It's gonna be somebody that's eating at the same table that you eating at. That's gonna be the person that betrays you. So that's why you have literally got to analyze those people the closest. And a lot of times we feel like that's too good. Like, nah, man, that person will never do me like that. That's mistake number one. That's mistake number one. You can never sit here and think that somebody is never capable of doing you dirty. Dallas, man, y'all know Pac was my man. Like I said, for the longest, my name on Facebook was Illuminati Bell, man. I was with the Illuminati movement for the longest. Pac was my man's. And one thing people don't understand, Pac was about to get real in the field. He was trying to free himself from Suge Knight, and he was finna start doing his own thing. And you know what I'm saying? When people start talking about freeing themselves, especially when they making people a lot of money, people don't like that. People can't handle that. But man, before Pac got with Death Row, man, he was on that Black Panther vibe, man. He was really on it. And he was about to get away from Death Row, man, because he was basically getting pimped by Suge. So he was wanting to free himself from Death Row. And that was about to happen. And he was about to do his own thing, man. Pac was about to get real political. He was about to get real political and do his own thing, man. And then boom, he ain't make it. He ain't make it. Magic for sure. That's why you gotta pay attention, man. You gotta pay attention to the body language. People that then sold you out, they move a certain type of way, man. They move a certain type of way, man. I'm telling y'all, they move a certain type of way. If somebody that sold you out, just analyze them. It's gonna be something off about the way that they move. It's gonna be something off about the way that they move, man. You just gotta look at them closely. But since they so close, you're gonna be like, man, you know what I'm saying? That's my brother, man. I ain't really worried about analyzing him. That's my brother, man. That's my sister. I ain't worried about analyzing her. Nah, you gotta analyze everybody. Everybody capable. Everybody is capable. Dallas, man, it seems like everybody that's affiliated with this little Dirk dude ends up dead. I'm talking about everybody that's affiliated with this dude. That joint crazy. All Lindell for sure, man. And I was just talking about that, man. Ali was out here, man. He was taking the information from the nation, and he was letting the public know that this is what he rocking with. Sharif, man, for sure. Because the thing of it is, they made it the East Coast versus the West Coast. Some of Pac closest peoples, man, was East Coast. Like he fooled with Trey, fooled with Naughty by Nature, man. Pac fooled with a lot of people on the East Coast. But y'all know y'all know how they manufactured that and made it the East Coast versus West Coast when it really wasn't even about that. It was more so Bad Boy versus Death Row. But they made it East Coast versus West Coast. Man, Pac rocked with a lot of people from the East Coast. He rocked with a lot of people, man. He got a song that was on Me Against the World, man, where he was shouting out a bunch of people from the East Coast. Man, Pac rocked with a lot of people from the East Coast. He rocked with a lot of people from the East Coast, man, but they made it about that. They made it about that, man. He was shouting out LL, Naughty by Nature, man. He was shouting out Wu-Tang. Like, he was shouting, he fooled all them. He fooled all of them, man. But they made it that, man. They made it East Coast versus West Coast. And once they did that, it was over. It was over. But as far as him squashing the beef with Bad Boy, I don't know. Like, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. I was never a fan of P. Diddy, and I'm still not a fan of P. Diddy. Like, I don't like P. Diddy. Like, I don't care for P. Diddy. Like, I just don't trust P. Diddy at all. I do not trust P. I don't fool with P. Diddy at all. Like, I don't fool with dude at all. So I don't necessarily know if Pac would have ever came around to fooling with dude. I don't know. But I still to this day don't care for Diddy, man. That dude rubs me the wrong way. Yeah, Dakota old school, that's my joint. Yeah, but he was shouting them all out. Hey, he reacts. I ain't do the knowledge to that. You say he was stalking Vine when he traveled? Now that's crazy. Hey, Mac, you say love from London, man. Appreciate you. Peace, peace. Appreciate it. But I didn't trust Diddy back in the day, and I don't trust Diddy now, man. Diddy is a shiesty dude. Just based off of, you know what I'm saying, just studying dude, man. But I do not care for Diddy, man. So it was only right with like, I was a part of the East Coast, West Coast, because I already didn't care for Diddy like that. So when Pop was coming at him, I was like, cool. But I didn't care for Diddy, man. I still don't. I don't trust that dude, man. I feel like when people talk about Black Light, Peace, what's happening? When people start talking about Illuminati and things like that, man, like if it's anybody that's deeply connected with that type of stuff, if it's anybody that's deeply connected with these white folks, with these wicked white secret societies and things like that, it is Diddy. It is Diddy, boy. He definitely is in that. The air piece, what's happening? What's happening? Yeah, Magic for sure. Like I ain't care for that dude. And then you know what I'm saying? It's books, man. It's crazy, man. I got to think of the book, man. But it's a book talking about it was a dude that was with Bad Boy, man, and he exposed it. It's crazy, man. He exposed Diddy though, man. But it's a book on that though. Yeah, your son, he's in shiny suit, dancing, all that stuff, man. I don't too much rock. I don't too much rock with that dude, man. I don't too much rock with Diddy. Like, I just don't. I never probably will. You know, I just really don't fool with dude. Didn't fool with him. Just probably would never fool with him. Like, I don't trust dude. I don't trust some of these dudes, man. Like, Diddy one of them that I don't trust. I don't trust him. Dallas, you say for French. Hey man, I took French back in I took French back in high school and college, man. But hey, man, I might have to do a whole video on why I don't trust Diddy. I'm telling y'all, man, we get that joint can get deep though. I don't really too much care for him though. I don't too much care for him. So I don't think Pac would ever really fool with dude. But who knows though, man? You know what I'm saying? We don't know what type of dude Pac would have turned out to be. But I just know he was about to get political, man. He had some organizations and things like that he was about to start up. You know, I know that for a fact. I know that for certain. He was about to do that. He was about to make some power moves, politically speaking. And that's why he was trying to free himself from that death row. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to get away from Suge. And, you know, ironically enough, after that, he ends up dead and things of that nature, man. But before I leave, man, I want to say shout out to Pimp C, though, man. Pimp C was that dude. Pimp C was that dude, man. Before Pimp C died, Pimp C was exposing. He was exposing that, man. Y'all know that interview I'm talking about. Pimp C, before he died, man, he was going off. He was going off on the industry. He was going off on the homosexuality within the industry. He was going off on it. So shout out to Pimp C, man. R.I.P. to Pimp C, man. Pimp C was one of the realest dudes on the planet. Boy, he was dropping some jewels on the industry. And then all of a sudden he ends up dead, man. But Pimp C was dropping jewels, man. Pimp C was fed up. He had got locked up and got fed up, and he was letting people know the truth. Right before he died. But y'all, man, I appreciate y'all for tapping in though. I appreciate y'all tapping in, man. I'm on his phone right now, so this phone about to die. So I don't want this mother just die mid-conversation. So I appreciate, man. I appreciate all the donations. I appreciate all the comments, man. Appreciate everything. I always appreciate y'all, man. It's always peace. I'm going to try to tap in again with y'all tomorrow for sure. If I don't, I'm going to give y'all a short video, things of that nature. So y'all be easy, man. Y'all enjoy the rest of this Friday. Go make some moves and things like that, man. Then come back here, kill these clients. Y'all know how I get down, man. So y'all enjoy the rest of this Friday. I'm going to try to tap in with y'all tomorrow. Y'all be easy out here. Peace.